The morning after Pines received Darius's message felt strangely normal, which in the Eclipse usually meant something terrible was about to happen. Aurora was halfway through breakfast when every screen in Reaper headquarters flashed gold. Plum immediately pointed at the display. "There it is." "There what is?" Mira asked. "The thing that's about to ruin our day." Aurora snorted. Unfortunately, Plum was usually right. The notification expanded. A sponsor challenge, not unusual. The title appeared, The People's Champion. The room went quiet. Pines narrowed his eyes. "That sounds expensive." Ellie folded her arms. "Or lethal." Aurora opened the challenge details. The first line appeared. "Sparkle Doom has been invited to participate in a sponsored lethal combat challenge." "Definitely lethal," Ellie said. The second line appeared. "Nominate 2 of your strongest fighters." Plum frowned. "Only 2? Aurora kept reading. Nothing else. No conditions, no explanation, no enemy description, nothing. The Eclipse wanted commitment before information. Classic. Mira immediately looked suspicious. "That is manipulative." Pines nodded, which means it's probably worth doing. The room collectively groaned. After 20 minutes of discussion, they finally settled on the obvious choice. Aurora, Plum, the strongest active combat pair currently available. Ellie was still recovering from injuries sustained during mutual combat. Mira wasn't a frontline fighter, and Pines insisted his time had passed. Nobody believed him. But they stopped arguing eventually. Aurora accepted. The challenge details immediately updated. Silence filled the room. Then, opponents. 2 advanced humanoid combat units. Units will be calibrated using contestant combat data. Victory condition. Destroy both units. Plum blinked. Combat data. Mira's face slowly changed. "Oh." Aurora looked at her. "What?" Mira swallowed. "I think they're making copies. Nobody liked the sound of that." The next day, the arena was packed. The challenge had become one of the most anticipated events of the month. The audience loved unique fights, and nothing was more unique than watching contestants fight themselves. Aurora and Plum stepped into the arena together, the gates shut behind them. Across the combat field, 2 figures emerged from the shadows. The crowd immediately erupted, because Mira had been right. The first machine looked almost exactly like Aurora. Same height, same build, twin blades mounted along both arms. The second mirrored Plum, broader frame, long combat staff, heavy impact plating. The machines weren't identical, but they were close enough to make the audience uncomfortable. Aurora stared. "Nope." Plum nodded. "Nope." The challenge horn sounded. Both machines attacked instantly. Aurora barely blocked the first strike. Her eyes widened, because the angle was perfect. The exact angle she would have chosen. The exact footwork. The exact timing. It was like fighting a reflection, only faster. Plum wasn't doing much better. Her machine used identical staff techniques. Every opening she normally exploited. Every weakness she normally targeted. The robot knew them all. Within minutes, both girls were losing, not badly, but clearly. The crowd noticed, the commentators noticed, even Ellie and Mira watching from the stands noticed. Mira gripped the railing. "They're learning." Ellie frowned. "No." Mira looked closer. "They already know." That was worse. Far worse. Because every move Aurora made, the machine expected. Every trick Plum used, the machine countered. It wasn't adapting, it was simply built from everything the Eclipse had recorded over the last 2 years. Aurora hit the ground hard. The Aurora machine immediately followed, pressing the advantage. Relentless, efficient, merciless. Plum smashed her opponent backward with a powerful strike. The machine responded with the exact same attack. The collision launched both fighters apart. Plum rolled to her feet. What idiot fights like this? Aurora blocked another flurry. "You do." "Oh, yeah, fair." High above them, Pines sat beside Ellie and Mira, at least. For a little while. Then he noticed movement. Across the arena, on the opposite side, Darius. The kill leader stood alone near the upper spectator section, watching, not the fight. Pines. The 2 men locked eyes, for a second, then 2, then 3. Darius gave a tiny nod. Pines slowly stood. Mira noticed immediately. "Where are you going?" Pines didn't even look back. "Stretching my legs." Ellie rolled her eyes. "You're the worst liar I've ever met." Pines kept walking. Across the arena, Darius did the same. Neither girl noticed, because the fight below suddenly became much worse. Aurora hit the floor again. A blade sliced through empty air where her neck had been moments earlier. The machine pressed forward. Aggressive, calculated, deadly. Nearby, Plum was pinned against a pillar, her opponent hammering strike after strike into her defenses. Aurora glanced across. Plum glanced back. Something clicked. A realization. The machines were built to fight them, not each other. Aurora suddenly smiled. Plum immediately became nervous. "Why are you smiling? I figured it out." "Oh no, switch." "What? Switch?" Aurora pointed. "You fight mine." Plum blinked, then understood. The machine fighting Aurora knew Aurora's weaknesses, not Plum's. The machine fighting Plum knew Plum's weaknesses, not Aurora's. The crowd roared as both girls crossed paths. The machines hesitated, only briefly, but it was enough. Aurora immediately attacked Plum's counterpart. Years of training together paid off instantly. She knew exactly how Plum fought, exactly what she preferred, exactly where her habits lived. The machine didn't stand a chance. Plum experienced the same revelation. The Aurora unit suddenly found itself fighting somebody who had spent years sparring against Aurora. Plum knew every annoying trick, every fake opening, every flashy flourish, every stubborn habit for the first time. The machines started losing. Outside the arena, far from cameras, far from microphones, Pines and Darius stood alone. Silence hung between them. Eventually, Darius spoke. "I checked." Pines nodded. "I assumed you would. The records exist." "They do." Darius looked sick, angry, confused, lost. All at once. "My father." Pines remained quiet. Darius stared at the ground. "I don't know what to believe anymore." The old Reaper studied him carefully, then spoke softly. "Good." Darius looked up. "What?" "Means you're finally thinking." The younger man looked ready to argue, then stopped, because deep down he knew Pines was right. The conversation continued, long, quiet, private, and when it ended, neither man looked entirely the same. Back inside. The fight reached its climax. Both machines were heavily damaged, both girls exhausted. The crowd stood on their feet. Aurora and Plum exchanged a glance. No words needed. They'd practiced together for years. The plan came instantly. Aurora charged, Plum followed. The machines responded perfectly, exactly as they were designed to. That became their downfall, because machines understood combat. Not friendship, not instinct, not trust. Aurora deliberately exposed herself. The Plum machine lunged, exactly as predicted. Plum immediately used her staff to hook the machine's leg and yank it sideways. At the same moment, Aurora launched herself over Plum's shoulder. The move was insane, dangerous, and completely illogical, which meant the machines never anticipated it. Aurora's blades punched through the Aurora unit's chest core. Plum's staff shattered the second machine's head assembly. Both strikes landed simultaneously. The arena exploded, the machines froze, then collapsed. Victory. The crowd absolutely lost its mind. Aurora dropped to one knee, breathing hard. Plum sat beside her. "We are never doing that again." Aurora laughed. "Agreed." Then the reward appeared. The announcer's voice boomed throughout the arena. For the first time in Eclipse history. The audience quieted. A silver trophy slowly rose from beneath the arena floor. Strange, elegant, covered in mirrored surfaces. The announcer continued. "The winners of the People's Champion Challenge have earned..." A pause. The People's Mandate. Nobody had heard of it, not even the commentators. The explanation appeared. The audience collectively gasped. Once per month, the entire viewing public could vote to grant Sparkle Doom a unique advantage. Medical aid, intelligence reports, supply drops, challenge hints, emergency support. The exact reward changed monthly. The public decided. Aurora stared. "That is terrifying." Plum nodded. "Also awesome, mostly terrifying, still awesome." Later, back at Reaper headquarters, the trophy activated the moment Aurora placed it onto the central pedestal. Blue light raced through the tower. New systems unlocked, new displays appeared. A giant new section appeared beside the challenge board. People's Mandate. Public approval. 94%. Plum immediately pointed. "We have fans." Ellie looked horrified. "We have responsibilities." Mira looked fascinated. Pines looked tired. The moment people start loving you in the Eclipse, everyone looked at him. Usually means something horrible is coming. That killed the excitement instantly. Aurora laughed despite herself, then noticed something. Pines had just walked back inside, and through the window, Darius was leaving the arena. The two directions matched perfectly. Aurora folded her arms. "You spoke to him." Pines froze, very slightly. Plum pointed dramatically. "Aha!" Ellie narrowed her eyes. What did you talk about? Pines smiled, the same annoying smile he always used when hiding something. Nothing you girls need to worry about. That answer satisfied absolutely nobody. But before anyone could push further, the old Reaper looked toward the People's Mandate display, then toward the girls, then smiled, a genuine smile. Trust me. And somehow that worried Aurora even more, because she did.